Bongbong Marcos and Mayor Sara Duterte are still leading the latest SWS election survey. Retired Commissioner Rowena Guanzon slams the COMELEC's Oplan Baklas, which removes campaign posters in private properties. It appears that the UNI team is not so united in endorsing senatoriable Robin Padilla. Sara Duterte says he's the 12th in their lineup, but BBM says otherwise. Now, amid glaring errors and false claims, experts say the recent SMNI debate shows the need for fact-checking. And the goddess of pop, Cher, expresses support to Vice President Leni Robredo's presidential bid. Focused and fearless. Here's everything you need to know to jumpstart your day. I'm Riza Diaz. Presidential aspirant Bongbong Marcos and his running mate Sara Duterte are still in the clear frontliners in the SWS surveys in December and January. But a politics expert says survey numbers don't usually translate to votes. Camille Samonte would report.
In the December presidential survey of SWS commissioned by ADR Institute for Strategic and International Studies, Bongbong Marcos emerged as the top choice. More than a month later, Marcos is once again the frontrunner in the recent survey with 50% voter preference. He is followed by Vice President Leni Robredo at 19%, up by 5 percentage points. Manila Mayors Co Moreno and Senator Manny Pacquiao are tied at third place with 11% each. Senator Ping Lacson is at fifth place, while 3% are still undecided. Pacquiao is unfazed by the result of the survey. He insisted that surveys don't accurately reflect the voice of the public.
May survey na ba na tumama? May survey na ba tumama dito sa Pilipinas na yung nangunguna nananalo? Basta iparating natin sa taong bayan, sa mga mahirap na tao na nandito si Manny Pacquiao para tulungan sila.
Lacson is also not discouraged with the recent survey. Leody de Guzman, on the other hand, is optimistic as long as he is given opportunity to present his platforms. The vice presidential race is a bit tight, with Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte getting 44% voting preference, followed by Senate President Tito Soto with 33%. Senator Kiko Pangilinan is third, followed by Dr. Willie Ong and Congressman Lito Atienza. 3% are still undecided. Soto is also unfazed with the results, as he believes that in the end, competence and track record will prevail. For retired political science professor Clarita Carlos, survey results don't translate to actual votes.
I teach survey research in my graduate courses. And I don't think we should put that so central to our life. Conjectural lang lahat, no, sa pantaha. And, we don't bank on sa pantaha kasi ano lang yan. Parang jello yan eh. Alam mo, yun, nanginginig yun sa pantaha mo. Hindi siya solid.
For News 5, Camille Samonte, We Are One News.
Now, as the COMELEC starts its operation to remove unlawful election materials from the street, some groups cry foul, calling the operation undemocratic. Retired COMELEC Commissioner Rowena Guanzon also called out the COMELEC on social media, saying it's time for the poll body to review its landmark case on removal of posters. But COMELEC spokesperson James Jimenez says only poster endorsing candidates will be removed. Jimenez added that posters showing advocacies will not be touched since it's part of people's right to free speech.
The overall purpose of that speech is simply to declare an endorsement of the candidate, then regulation is still constitutionally valid. What is protected is when you're speaking of advocacies of a social issue. Yung first thing, yung statement of advocacy, yun, malinaw na dapat payagan yun because freedom of speech yan.
Let's now take a look at the recent headlines on the senatorial candidates. Senator Antonio Trillanes questioned the results of the recent Pulse Asia presidential survey, accusing the polling firm of using a flawed methodology. Trillanes also criticized the polling firm for its supposed dismal track record and how its results do not accurately show realities on the ground. He believes that it's possible that the polling firm is being used as a propaganda tool by some politicians looking to take advantage of the country's vulnerable voting population. Trillanes now urges voters and the media companies to not take surveys as a gospel of truth. Now, there appears to be some confusion among top members of the so-called Uni team on whether senatorial candidate Robin Padilla is an official part of its lineup. Vice Presidential Bet Sara Duterte announced at a campaign rally in Ilocos Norte that Padilla is the 12th candidate in their senatorial slate. But later in the day, her presidential running mate, Bongbong Marcos, told reporters that Padilla is, quote, not in the 12, but is part of the group. Marcos did not elaborate on which group he is referring to. Former Agriculture Secretary Manny Piñol tells One News Agenda that he has already prepared his legislative agenda should he win as senator. Now, these include possible amendments to the rice tariffication law, as well as proposing corrections to the market system in the country.
I'm not going to the Senate with an empty head. No?
Okay.
Number one, at pinakauna, immediate legislation. Babaguhin natin yung rice tariffication. Babaguhin natin para maibalik yung presyo ng palay ng mga magsasaka na nasaktan sa pagbagsak ng presyo ng kanilang palay at lalong nasaktan sa pagtaas ng presyo ng abono.
Mhm.
Number two, we have to correct the market system in the Philippines. Kasi sa atin, from the farm to the kitchen of the Filipino family. Number three, kailangan nating baguhin itong mga policies na ginawa ng gobyerno on lowering tariffs on importation. Kasi pinapatay mo yung sarili mong farmers.
Some political experts were not satisfied with how the SMNI conducted its presidential debate. Not only did it lack a comprehensive discussion, they say some glaring errors also revealed the network's own biases. Camille Samonte with the details.
Politiko at ekonomista, nandiyan si Bongbong Marcos. Kompleto ang hapunan ninyo, maniwala kayo.
This was how SMNI in a pre-show debate described presidential aspirant Ferdinand Marcos Jr. The remark irked many viewers. After all, Marcos does not have an economics degree. At most, he has a special diploma in social studies at Oxford University. But this is not a degree. For political science professor Aris Arugay, even before Marcos Jr., Ernesto Abella, Norberto Gonzales and Yodi de Guzman shared the stage, the network already showed its colors.
Sa tingin ko yung conduct nung debate, pati yung makikita mo, pati yung mga commercials, pati yung very pro Duterte, no? Very pro government. Na sa tingin ko is maaring may epekto sa perception, no, nung mga nanonood.
One of the heated points of discussion among candidates during the debate was the long-standing issue of communist insurgency. When asked how they will continue the mandate of NTF-ELCAC, these were some of the points raised by the candidates.
Itong lumaban ng armado sa gobyerno na full battlefield, maabot sa ganun dahil yung kasaysayan ng ating bansa ay puro panunupil at gumagamit ng dahas, pumapatay. Panahon ni Marcos, panahon ni Duterte, kay Gloria, ang daming pinatay.
Hindi ako maaring sumang-ayon sa ideolohiya na ang may kasamang armed struggle para pabagsakin ang gobyerno.
Marcos also claimed that this year's election was the first time when the nation's foreign policy with China became an issue.
Ngayon lang ang nakita kong national election na naging issue ang West Philippine Sea or ang foreign policy.
But in the past, more specifically during the 2016 elections, the country's policy on China became a central aspect of President Duterte's campaign. For Arugay, the debate turned out like a graded recitation. He says it lacked a comprehensive discussion on issues not tackled in previous fora.
Bihira silang i-address yung sarili nila. It's as if they were debating with the panelists.
But more importantly, Arugay said the debate showed more and more the importance of fact-checking interviews and debates. For News 5, Camille Samonte, We Are One News.
Let's now take a look at what our national candidates are up to today. Senator Manny Pacquiao has left the capital and is expected to visit parts of Rizal. He will be attending a motorcade from Montalban to San Mateo to Masinag and around Antipolo. Senator Ping Lacson will be visiting Parañaque today, where he will hold a press briefing with his running mate, Senate President Tito Soto. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno, on the other hand, is expected to visit La Union. He will also be attending a motorcade from San Fernando City and visit other parts of the province, including Bawang, Aringay, Agoo, and Santo Tomas. Former Senator Bongbong Marcos, meanwhile, continues his campaign in the north. This time, he is scheduled to visit Ilocos Sur. And lastly, Vice President Leni Robredo will take a break from campaigning today. Robredo's camp is set to hold a press briefing later this morning to talk about the removal of campaign posters from private residences and buildings. Vice President Leni Robredo has gotten a boost from none other than the goddess of pop, Cher. Now, this comes after Kakampinks told her all about Vice President Leni and her achievements. MJ Marfori with the details.
Legendary singer and actress Cher is blowing up on Twitter, Philippines. This is after she tweeted, "Let Leni and all women do it." Yes, Leni as in Vice President Leni Robredo. So how exactly did she know about the presidential hopeful? Well, the Vice President supporters camped on her tweet on Tuesday that says, "If you want it done right, let a woman do it." Safe to say that Cher was reading the replies. When she responded with, "Don't know Leni," Kakampinks were quick to introduce who Leni is, to which Cher replied with a now viral tweet. So far, it has garnered over 23,000 retweets and 67,000 likes. For News 5, MJ Marfori, We Are One News.
And that is how the day is shaping up to be. Join us later again at 9 in the morning as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now, www.signalplay.com, and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.